Good morning. It's 7:05 a.m. on November 10th, 2021. I'm Christiana Ellis. I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know what all of that was about. Just sometimes that happens to me. I have no control over my voice. It's the little voices inside my brain. I slept a little better last night for whatever reason. Um, but gosh, I suddenly feel like I don't have anything to talk about. That's weird. I was actually listening to, as I got up and took Rocket outside. I was listening to an old episode of the podcast Freedom, which is technically it's not even really an old episode. It's they were doing while on a hiatus. They were replaying old episodes, but it was an episode that was I haven't heard it, so it's new to me. And they were listening to a song called "Chicken in the Corn," and that's the episode title as well. And they came across it in the form of a meme where the meme idea was, I say that I'll go to bed early, and then me at 1 a.m. And it has the audio of this person singing this sort of very energetic, kind of silly song called "Chicken in the Corn," where the singer is we'll say not enunciating the words in the lyrics very clearly, um, but that actually that me or like that bit of that podcast kind of hit me both ways where on the one hand it's just very silly and fun, but like silly in a fun way, um, and what me trying to see if I could find the video they were listening to actually led to was like an actual talented musician singing the song well, uh, and this is and the guy also had this weird gimmick where he has a guitar with just one string, and he plays songs where he's singing and playing the one string, and then kind of percussive drumming on the body of the guitar, and he goes by brushy one string, and he was singing the song like that song really well, and so it's like, oh hey, look at that, that's really cool. But then the other way that meme hit me was just in the going to bed on time issue, which I've actually been doing well at for a little bit, in terms of not staying up too very late most nights. The daylight savings time actually helps me out a little bit with that. It just sort of gives me an excuse to go to bed a little earlier. Of course, I didn't last night, really. But then I wake up this morning and one of the Twitter headlines is going to sleep during the golden hour could save your life. Um, if you're curious, the golden hour, according to this, is 10 to 11 p.m., which ironically is actually around the time that I will often go to sleep. And the times that I do stay up later uh, tends to uh, be when I go past 11. But I'll confess that I did not read the article carefully, but I just get so annoyed at those kinds of articles because it just takes nothing else into account, right? Like, uh, probably what it was is they just did some study or other where like the healthiest people in the survey recorded that is when they usually go to bed, and then this article is blowing that all out of proportion, um, because like just the idea of just you go to sleep during this particular hour, like there's so many other factors that probably almost certainly matter more than that. First of all, it doesn't say anything about like you know the actual study. Well, you know what, like I feel like I'm gonna annoy myself if I talk more about it without just at least kind of skimming the article a little bit. And now, of course, it's behind a paywall because, of course, it is. So never mind. I'm not going to read the article. Um, but my guess is that if you go to the actual study, it will say, well, but of course, this is assuming that you get a total amount of sleep of this much and that you're generally healthy in other ways and that you live in this part of the world and so on. Like, enough that the headline becomes effectively meaningless. And it's just, I get so annoyed with that sort of thing. But you know what? It's okay. I won't lose any sleep over it. All right. With that banger, I'm going to leave you now, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.